Good morning, DR group. This week, as you can see, we are going to be learning about some words that start with prefixes, and these prefixes are in, un, dis, and miss. And the great thing about all of these prefixes is they all mean not. So when you stick this prefix in front of a base word, it will mean not, and then whatever the word means. So let's do a my turn, your turn before we get started. I'm going to say the word, and then I want you to say the word quietly to yourself. Uneasy, misspell, disbelief, infrequent, undress, misleading, dis-ease, insane. Next column. Insincere, unaware, misfortune, disorder, inhumane, unfasten, mischief, disrespect. Last column. Dishonest, informal, unknown, mistake, disconnect, inexpensive, untidy, and discourage. Now what I would do if I were you, before I cut out any of my spelling words, I would go through and make sure that I underline the base word. Remember that the base word is a word that can be used in a sentence all by itself, and it doesn't have a prefix at the beginning or a suffix at the end. So let's look at your anchor words right here. We have uneasy. Well, I know that un is the prefix, so I'm going to circle that. And that leaves me with easy. Easy is the base word, so I'm going to underline easy. Let's look at insincere. I know that in is the prefix, so I'm going to circle that. And that leaves sincere as the base word. Dishonest. I know that dis is the prefix, so I'm going to circle that. And that leaves the base word honest. And finally, let's look at misspell. Miss is the prefix. That leaves spell as the base word. Remember, a base word can be used in a sentence all by itself. But the prefix, remember, that's just a group of letters put together, and it's not a word in itself. You can't use it in a sentence. It's just a group of letters that you stick in front of a base word to change its meaning. So in uneasy, something is easy, I can do it easily. But when I put un in front of it, uneasy, that suddenly makes it not easy. Over here, insincere. Sincere means that I really mean what I'm saying. But when I put the prefix in front of it, it means I'm insincere. That means I don't really mean what I'm saying. Honest means that I'm telling the truth. When I put the prefix dis in front of it, it means I'm not telling the truth. And spell. Spell means that I can spell a word correctly. But if you put miss in front of it, it means I can't spell the word because I misspelled it. So obviously I don't know how to spell it. So it's wrong. It's not spelled right. One thing you need to keep in mind, you cannot just stick any prefix you want in front of a base word. You have to know which prefixes go with which base words, and you're going to have to just memorize that. There isn't a rule or anything that tells us how to do that. So what I want you to do right now is I want you to pause this video, and while you pause the video, I want you to cut out your spelling words. I want you to cut out your anchor words. Those are the bolded black words. I want you to cut out these prefixes up here, which all mean not, so you might want to write that. And then I want you to cut out the rest of your spelling words. And once you have that done, go ahead and start playing this again. Welcome back. All right, so what I want you to do right now is I want you to place these prefixes up at the top of the page. And we do know that they all mean the same thing, and that same thing is not. So I want you to put the anchor word for each of these prefixes under it. So the anchor word for the un prefix is uneasy. The anchor word for the in prefix is insincere. The anchor word for the dis prefix is dishonest. And the anchor word for the mis prefix is misspelled. Okay, I know that these are the anchor words because they're bolded, but also it has that prefix underneath or in front of the base word. Now what I want to do is I'm going to just randomly pick some of the spelling words that we have, and I'm going to sort them. So this first word that I picked is misfortune. I know that misfortune needs to be sorted into the mis pile because the prefix in front of fortune is mis. The next word I have is unaware. Un is the prefix, aware is the base word, and I know that needs to go in the un prefix column under uneasy. This word is informal. It has the prefix in front of the base word formal, so I'm going to put it under insincere because that has the in prefix at the beginning. And then the last word that I've chosen is disbelief, and dis is a prefix in front of the base word belief, and so I'm going to stick it under dishonest because it has the dis prefix. Now what I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and sort the rest of your words based on whether or not they have the un, in, dis, or mis prefix in front of the base word. When you're done with that, you can have somebody at your table look and make sure that they're all in there in the correct spot, and then go ahead and write them in your spiral under the tab that your teacher has told you to do that for. Thank you.